We had planned to go to Boston to see the World Figure Skating Championships.
And I didn't like when the political climate went upside down. So we decided not to go.
There was nobody there. There was nobody in my row. It was really shocking. I've never been on a flight like that.
This is not a pandemic. This is not 2020. This is the summer of 2025, and airports in the US are gradually sinking into silence. What really happened? There was nobody there. There was nobody in my row. This is really shocking. I've never been on a flight. Stunning. Images of near empty passenger planes are popping up on social media. Well, if you're planning to fly to the US this summer, you might notice fewer flight options. No ban has been issued. No virus has returned. Yet 3 million international tourists from Canada, the UK, and Europe have quietly cancelled their trips. A series of the largest airports in the United States are eerily quiet. Cities that once thrived on tourism are now counting the days to survive. From New York to Los Angeles, from Las Vegas to Orlando, the airports are gradually becoming deserted. Flights from Toronto, London, and Tokyo are being cancelled or delayed continuously. Even Americans are stopping flying. The TSA recorded a decline in passenger numbers for the first time since the pandemic. Today we're counting down the top 10 US airports hit hardest by a shocking decline in travelers, exploring why millions are turning away from the US. From New York to Honolulu, we'll reveal the numbers, the stories, and the deeper truths behind this silent crisis. If you're as stunned by this as we are, hit that like button, drop a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Top 10 America Beyond for more stories that go beyond the headlines. Let's dive into the countdown starting at number 10 and uncover what's really happening in America's skies.
Top 10 America Beyond.
Number 10, Charlotte Douglas International Airport. Charlotte Douglas International, once a bustling hub connecting the South, now feels like a forgotten crossroads. In 2025, night flights are dwindling and restaurants are closing early, their tables untouched. This airport, a key stop for hundreds of thousands of transfers annually, has seen a sharp drop in passengers as Americans fly less. The numbers tell a stark story. Leisure and business travel have plummeted due to costs and frustration with delays. Airlines are shifting to larger hubs like Atlanta and Dallas, leaving Charlotte's old hub and spoke model outdated. The airport still shines, but the energy of a thriving hub is gone, replaced by a quiet hum. This shift isn't just about numbers, it's about a changing America. Travelers now prefer direct flights seeking cheaper, shorter routes. Charlotte, once a proud connector, is sidelined, its gates less crowded, its future uncertain. As we move up our top 10 America Beyond countdown, let's explore how even quieter airports are feeling the impact. What's the last airport you passed through, and did it feel as busy as it used to? Number 9, Salt Lake City International Airport. Nestled in Utah's Red Rock Desert, Salt Lake City International was once a vital link between the West Coast and inland states. Now, it's a shadow of its former self. International flights, already scarce, have nearly vanished, and domestic routes from Seattle, LA, and Denver are being slashed. The cost of flying to smaller cities like Salt Lake has doubled, with too few passengers to share the load. In 2025, the airport remains pristine, its systems operational, but the travelers are gone, choosing Colorado, Montana, or Canada for their adventures. This decline reflects a broader trend. Domestic tourism is shrinking as Americans rethink travel. Etah's tranquil beauty still beckons, but its airport feels like a train station at the end of the line, waiting for passengers who never arrive. As we climb higher in our top 10 America Beyond list, we'll see how even historic cities are losing their draw. Have you ever visited a quiet gem like Utah, or is it off your travel list now? Number 8, Boston Logan International Airport. Boston Logan, the gateway to America's revolutionary spirit, is witnessing a silent retreat. Once alive with students and tourists flocking to Harvard, MIT, and historic trails, the airport now sees fewer international visitors. In the past year, international student numbers have dropped due to rising tuition costs and competition from Canada, Australia, and the Netherlands. Cultural exchange programs have shifted elsewhere, leaving Logan's terminals quieter than ever. The city's red brick charm remains, but the curious minds who once came to explore it are staying away. This isn't just a travel issue, it's a cultural shift. Boston, a beacon of enlightenment, feels like a library without readers. The airport still welcomes flights, but the spark of discovery is dimming. Our top 10 America Beyond journey takes us next to a sunny paradise facing a similar fate. When was the last time you dreamed of visiting Boston, and does it still call to you? Number 7. Phoenix Sky Harbor International Airport. Phoenix Sky Harbor, once a winter haven for Canadians and Europeans, is now a chillingly empty hub. With 300 sunny days a year, Arizona was a magnet for snowbirds, but in 2025, flights from Canada have been cut by nearly 70% on some routes. The Canadian government's travel advisory, coupled with fears of high medical costs, has deterred retirees. Phoenix's lack of fresh cultural or culinary attractions has pushed visitors toward Mexico and southern Europe, leaving the airport a vast waiting station with no one to wait for. The numbers are striking, international passenger numbers are in freefall, and the warmth of Phoenix's desert sun can't mask the cold emptiness inside Sky Harbor. As we move to number 6, we'll uncover a tropical paradise losing its allure. Do you think a city's sunlight alone can keep tourists coming back? Number 6. Daniel K. Inouye International Airport, Honolulu. Hawaii, the pearl of the Pacific, is losing its shine. At Honolulu's Daniel K. Inouye International Airport, flight boards show more blank spaces than ever, with routes from Tokyo, Seoul, and Taipei down to just 2 flights a day. International visitors, especially from Asia, have dropped by 36% compared to pre-pandemic levels, with Japanese tourists at their lowest in 30 years. Hawaii's tightened tax policies, higher accommodation fees, and a less welcoming vibe have created an invisible barrier. Tourism revenue statewide has plummeted by $3 billion in just 12 months. This isn't just a dip, it's a heartbreak. Honolulu's beaches still sing with waves, but the footprints in the sand are gone. As we approach the top half of our top 10 America Beyond countdown, we'll see how even America's heartland is struggling. Can you imagine a Hawaii without crowds, or does it feel like a distant memory? Number 5. O'Hare International Airport, Chicago. O'Hare, the airport that never slept, is now closing gates in broad daylight. Once a global crossroads, it's losing international visitors from Germany, the UK, and Italy due to rising costs and a less inviting US image. Domestic travelers are also down, frustrated by a 26% spike in ticket prices and frequent delays. Some airlines are even eyeing smaller hubs like Minneapolis to cut costs, leaving O'Hare shops and taxis idle. The numbers are grim. Passenger counts have dropped for 3 consecutive quarters, a first since 9/11's. Chicago's vibrant pulse is fading at O'Hare, where the bustle of a world hub has given way to desert-like silence. As we move to number 4, we'll explore a city where childhood dreams are becoming out of reach. Have you ever been stuck at O'Hare, and can you picture it empty? Number 4. Seattle-Tacoma International Airport. Seattle, the tech capital, where clouds meet innovation, is facing an unexpected chill. Seattle-Tacoma International Airport, once a gateway for global tech experts and tourists, is losing its spark. Flights from Tokyo, Seoul, and London are half empty. And for the first time in 15 years, Seattle has dropped out of the top 10 US airports for Asian transit. High hotel prices, rising taxes, and urban challenges near the airport have made visitors wary. A tech conference once held here has moved to Singapore, citing costs and connectivity issues. The airport's fog mirrors Seattle's uncertain future as a travel hub. The lights are on, but the hope is dimming. Our Top 10 America Beyond countdown now takes us to a city of lights, struggling to shine. What's keeping you from visiting a tech hub like Seattle today? Number 3. Harry Reid International Airport, Las Vegas. Las Vegas, the city of endless lights and parties, is dimming. Harry Reid International Airport, formerly McCarran, once welcomed waves of tourists to the Strip. Now, its parking lots are empty and taxi lines are gone. Visitor numbers dropped 8% in Q 2025, with casino revenues down 5%. Airfare and hotel costs have surged 25 to 35% since the pandemic, and concerns about safety on the Strip have pushed travelers to other destinations. A Vancouver mother, who once saw Vegas as her escape, cancelled her trip, saying it no longer feels welcoming. This is more than a slowdown, it's a wake-up call. Las Vegas, the world's playground, is a stage without an audience. As we near the top of our Top 10 America Beyond list, we'll visit a place where childhood magic is fading. When did you last feel the thrill of Vegas, and would you still go? Number 2. Orlando International Airport. Orlando, the capital of childhood dreams, is losing its magic. At Orlando International Airport, the worst decline in international passengers in a decade has left terminals eerily quiet. Disney World, once booked months in advance, now has same-day tickets available. Airfare has skyrocketed 45% since 2019, hotel prices have doubled, and a family trip can cost over $2,800. A Texas mother had to tell her son Disney was under renovation because she couldn't afford the truth. Nearly 1/3 of Orlando trip searches on Google are abandoned before booking. The castle still stands, but the joy feels reserved for those who can pay. Orlando's silence is a gut punch to the American dream. As we reach number 1, we'll uncover the heart of America's travel crisis. Can you still afford a trip to Disney, or is it out of reach for your family? Number 1. John F. Kennedy International Airport, JFK. At the top of our countdown, JFK, the gateway to America, stands as the starkest symbol of this crisis. Once a whirlwind of global travelers, it's now a ghost of its former self. In 2025, New York expects to lose 3 million international tourists and $25 billion in revenue. The terminals, once alive with chatter and dreams, echo with footsteps on dust-covered seats. Broadway, the Guggenheim, and Fifth Avenue are deserted as travelers like an English woman who loved New York's shows cancel their plans, feeling unwelcome. JFK's silence is a warning. The heart of American travel is faltering. This isn't just about one airport, it's about a nation losing its pull. What would it take for you to fly to New York again? Why is this happening? The empty airports in our Top 10 America Beyond countdown share a common thread, a fractured trust. Let's break down the reasons. First, economics. Inflation has driven airfare up 26% domestically and 45% internationally since 2019. Hotel and park ticket prices have soared, making trips unaffordable. The weak Canadian dollar has hit routes like Toronto to LX down 76% in capacity. Second, safety concerns. Travel advisories from Canada and Europe highlight urban challenges deterring visitors. Third, airline service has crumbled. Delays are up 18% at hubs like Denver, and lost luggage stories abound. Finally, competition is fierce. Mexico, Southern Europe, and Singapore offer cheaper, friendlier alternatives. These factors aren't just numbers, they're reshaping dreams. Families can't reach Disney, retirees skip Phoenix, and tech leaders bypass Seattle. Even Americans are driving instead of flying, frustrated by costs and chaos. What's the biggest reason you've hesitated to travel lately? The ripple effects. The impact goes beyond empty terminals. Cities like New York and Honolulu are losing billions, $25 billion and $3 billion, respectively. Hotels in Orlando are under capacity, a first since COVID-19. Las Vegas casinos are cutting staff, and Seattle's tech allure is fading. This isn't just a tourism slump, it's a cultural shift. The American dream, whether it's Disney's magic or Boston's history, is becoming a luxury. Even domestic travel is down, with Denver losing 1.2 million passengers in 2025's half as Americans lose faith in airlines. The silence in these airports questions America's identity as a destination. If hubs like O'Hare and Charlotte falter, what happens to smaller cities? If Hawaii feels distant, what's left of its paradise? How has this travel crisis changed your view of the American dream? What's next for America's skies? Is this silence temporary, or is it the start of a decade-long farewell? Restoring trust is key. Airlines must improve service, reduce delays, and rethink pricing. Cities need fresh attractions. Phoenix could use culinary innovation, Seattle a safer urban vibe. The US must counter travel advisories with warmth and value, showing the world it's still welcoming. But competition is fierce, and places like Canada and Australia are winning hearts. For now, America's airports wait, their lights on but their gates quiet. This countdown on Top 10 America Beyond isn't just about empty terminals, it's about a nation at a crossroads. Can the US reclaim its place as the world's destination, or will it become a memory? We want to hear from you. Like, comment, and subscribe to join the conversation. Share your travel stories. Has your local airport gone quiet? What would bring you back to these iconic cities? Together, let's explore the future of America's skies on Top 10 America Beyond.